And today we are here to discuss the admission process, discuss the program in details, and let me introduce academic supervisors, Vladimir Podolsky and Evgeny Sokolov. My name is Khatuna Bashidze, I'm degree program manager. And before we start, just several organizational moments. So the webinar's recording will be available in a few days. You can find the link on our website, or we also will send that information via email to you. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A feature here in the Zoom instead of chat, because it will be easier for us to communicate with you and to track all questions. After the presentation part, we will have the Q&A session. So you will have an option to ask your questions, and we'll be happy to provide detailed information. And a few words about the Master of Data Science program. Our degree program was launched in February 2020, and now we have two groups of students who are learning at our program. First one joined the program in February 2020. It was our first cohort, and the second one joined in September 2020. So in a month, another third cohort will join our MDS program, and the students will start learning. It will be our third cohort, and now applications for fall 2021 are open, and we will provide you more detailed information about the program. So let's start. Evgeny?
Thank you very much for your interest in our program. I'll tell you a little bit about our syllabus and about the design of our program. So we believe that to be a successful data scientist on market, it's undoubted that you should know machine learning, how to apply different models on Python, how to train them on data, how to make predictions, how to interpret them, and so on. But you also should know adjacent fields and adjacent skills like DevOps, working with big data and using big data technologies, using tools for data collection. You should know fundamentals of machine learning, how these algorithms work, what math lies behind them. So we try to teach you all these fields, machine learning and adjacent fields. Next slide, please. We also want to make a program that is available for everyone, so we don't require university level math or deep knowledge of programming to apply to our program. You should know only school level math and school level informatics. Vladimir will tell you a little bit more about it later. Next slide, please. The length of our program is 24 months, so it's a 2-year program, master program. And the load on this program, the time you should take to complete all the courses is quite high. We require 20 to 30 hours per week to successfully complete our program. It's actually a lot, but you should study a lot to be a good data scientist. We try to do everything to make your experience on our program as close as possible to our on-campus programs. So you watch your videos on Coursera, in record, but we have live streams with instructors almost every week on different courses where they tell you more about homeworks, where they cover additional topics to your Coursera courses. So you can speak to instructors, ask any questions, they'll help you, of course. You'll have chats with assistants who are available almost 24/7. So they can also help you with everything, your homeworks, your theory, your quizzes, and so on. We also think that you should practice a lot to be a good data scientist. So we have projects almost in every course. For example, in calculus course, you'll do a project where you apply your calculus skills to train, to fit your first machine learning model. There is projects almost in all math courses, in machine learning courses, in deep learning courses, and so on. So you'll do a lot of projects with real world data and try to solve real world problems. And we also have 3 project courses, and I'll tell about them later. We also have 3 tracks, so you can choose where to specialize, where you want to deepen your skills. We have data scientist track if you want to study state-of-the-art machine learning and applications in computer vision, in natural language processing, and so on. We have machine learning engineer track If you want to work between machine learning and engineering, so you'll study DevOps, you'll study software architecture, and so on. And we have research in data science track if you want to be able to read state-of-the-art machine learning papers, and if you want to start your research career in data science. Next slide, please. Now let me tell you a little bit about our syllabus. We've divided our 2 years on MDS program into 3 semesters. And let's start with first semester. It's more adaptational one, where you study all things from math and programming that you'll need to learn machine learning, deep learning, and other courses. So we have here 4 courses on math: discrete math, calculus, linear algebra, and probability theory, and 4 programming courses: 2 Python courses, basic and advanced Python. In basic Python, you mostly learn syntax, how to write conditional operators, loops, and so on. And in advanced Python, you study advanced topics like exceptions, like fundamentals of object-oriented programming, testing your code, and so on. And we have 2 algorithms and data structures courses, part 1 and part 2. We think they're very important because, first of all, algorithms teach you how to write efficient and beautiful code. And undoubtedly, you'll require these skills on any job interview, even on data science position. They often ask you some algorithm problems. Next slide, please. So here is our second semester. You study statistics basic. Statistics are very important for data science. You study SQL and some fundamentals of business analytics, and you do your first large project. It's data scraping project. Its length equals to length of 2 default courses. And you study all the ways to gather, to collect data. You study how to collect data from databases, from files with complicated structure, like, for example, JSON. You study how to scrape your data from the internet, how to work with APIs, and so on. So lots of ways to collect data. And you use all your skills to do your first big project where you collect data for a particular task and make some analytics, train some models on this data. Then you study 2 machine learning courses: basic machine learning about classical models like linear models, k-nearest neighbors, decision trees, ensembles, and applied machine learning, where you study some complicated topics like working with categorical data, like, for example, anomaly detection, some advanced topics on ensembles, and so on. And depending on your track, you study 2 courses. If you've chosen machine learning engineer track or data science track, you'll study applied statistics and deep learning. And if you've chosen researcher track, you'll study computational complexity and computational learning theory, where you learn how to explain why some algorithms in machine learning work and how they work, and why some algorithms don't. Next slide, please. And finally, third semester. At the beginning of third semester, you do your machine learning project where you choose a problem from a variety that will provide. For example, you can do projects on some complex machine learning where you solve some, for example, time series forecasting problem, or maybe some churn prediction problem. You can do projects more on engineering where you try to speed up your model and deploy it, and so on. And depending on track, you study 4 courses. If you've chosen machine learning engineer track, you'll study large-scale machine learning 1 course, where you'll learn how to use Hadoop, Spark, how to deploy your big data infrastructure. You'll study C++, which is very important to write efficient and fast code. You'll study DevOps, and you'll study software architecture. If you've chosen data scientist track, you'll study large-scale machine learning 1, Hadoop, Spark, and so on. And you'll study large-scale machine learning 2 course, where you'll learn how to scale training and prediction for your machine learning models. You'll study computer vision and natural language processing, which are very important applications of modern machine learning techniques. And if you've chosen research and data science track, you'll study optimization for machine learning, you'll study advanced algorithms, and you'll study 2 state-of-the-art research fields in data science: Bayesian methods and deep generative models. And then you do your final project and defend it and get your diploma. So Now Vladimir will tell you more about math on our program and about our entrance exam.
Thank you, Evgeny. Okay, so what do you need to enter the program? I will start with this. And first of all, of course, to enter master's degree, you need a bachelor diploma. So this is, of course, required. But what is important here is that it doesn't have to be a diploma in computer science or in data science or in any other close fields, so like mathematics, economics. So it can be actually a bachelor diploma in any field. And actually, this is what we see in our previous cohorts. Actually, we have students who are who has previously studied in areas closely related to computer science and data science, and also we have students who previously studied in some completely unrelated fields. Okay, so but what do you need knowledge-wise? And here, since we do not assume that you have a bachelor diploma in computer science or data science or related field, and also since we have students from various countries, and various countries have various traditions of teaching math on bachelor level. So here we actually can assume only knowledge of some basic math, mostly pre-college level. But what is important for us is that you have a good knowledge of this basic math. And what is even more important is that you have a good understanding of math and also algorithmic thinking. And to say it in simple words, you need to know some math, and you also should not hate this math. Okay, and also what's important here, I will mention this, is that we do not assume any programming experience or knowledge from you. So we will teach you programming from scratch, and we do not assume anything here. Of course, some algorithmic thinking is needed. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now we have an entrance exam. So to enter our program, you have to pass an exam. And since we assume your bachelor degree, that you have a bachelor degree, but not from some specific area, we on the exam, we will check only basic math. So we will check your skills with basic math, but also we will check your skills with general math reasoning and with algorithmic thinking. And you can find on our website the program of the exam, please check it. There's some sample exams and also a webinar devoted to solving problems in the entrance exams. So there are lots of materials there. Okay, next slide, please. And now what do we do within the program? Since we do not assume any, since we do not assume any specific math knowledge from college level, we teach all necessary math from scratch. Evgeny have already mentioned this, but indeed we have a large, extensive line of math courses. It's discrete math, calculus, linear algebra, probability, statistics. So basically we cover all what is needed within this program to finish it successfully and to work after that in industry. Okay, and what is important here is that all of our courses are tailored for data analysis needs. And all of them actually include problems in Python and projects in data analysis. Courses in Python are, you will study them in parallel. So you will study Python in parallel and you will apply it immediately in your math courses. And so even if you have studied some of these areas before to some extent, still it is very likely that you will find something new and interesting in these courses because they are specifically dedicated to the needs of data analysis. Okay, Khatuna.
Thank you. So now I will tell you about the admission process. And it looks like you can't see my screen, correct?
Yeah, we currently don't see the presentation.
I'll fix it in a moment. And now?
Now it shows, yeah.
Great, thank you. So about the admission for fall 2021, as I mentioned earlier, the applications are open and there are two different systems where you can register. So the processes are not the same for domestic students. I mean, for those applicants who are from Russia and for international applicants, there are a bit different steps. That is why we divided our application admission process into two parts. So here on the slide, you can find the links to our admission systems, and you need to, first of all, you need to register. There is first step where you have to specify information about yourself, full name, email address, contact phone number, and then after this first short registration part, you will receive the link, you will receive the login and password to enter your admission system. And there you have to submit your full application, specifying the information about your previous education, information about yourself, passport ID, and so on. So as usual for admission process at the university. And after that, you will receive the first steps information via email. We will provide you the details. So here on the slide, you can find the main dates. So the applications for fall 2021 are open until June 17th, and then the entrance exams will be held in the period from 21st to 25th of June. We will give you an ability to choose most appropriate date for you, and also we will host the entrance exams 3 times per day too, because we know that there are different applicants from different countries. That is why we provide different times to accommodate people from different time zones. And the results of admission for fall 2021 will be available on July 6th. But here I would like to talk about the documents in details. So to be eligible to enroll to our program, we also need several documents with your signature, hard copies of these documents until the June of 17th. There are consent for personal data processing and agreement between participants of electronic communication. You can find the templates and samples of those documents on our website. We can also provide you a link here in the chat a bit later. So what you need first to download those documents, sign them, scan them, and upload the copies in your personal account, in your personal admission account. And the next step is to send the hard copies via postal services to our office in Moscow. And yeah, there are the same dates by another slide. So June 17th is the deadline for applications. Then we will send you information about how to register to the specific slots for the exam. Exams will be from the 21st to 25th of June. On July 6th, we will publish the results, and then we will start the process of admission, preparing all required documents, checking that you provide, you've sent us all required documents, and so on. We will prepare the contract for you and provide the detailed information regarding the payment. And the enrollment process will continue until the August of 26th. And the first date of education on our program will be September 1st, 2021. About the tuition, so it varies from 9,000 to 18,000 USD. It depends also on scholarships. You can find more information regarding the scholarships also on our website, and we can provide a link on the chat a bit later. And about the academic calendar, but what is the most important regarding the tuition? You don't need to pay for the whole program at once. The tuition may be split into 3 parts, so it is divided, and you can pay per semester. And here on the academic calendar on the right side of the slide, you can see the dates, so the duration of each semester. The semesters also will include the session period, session week, vacations, and the last day is July 2023. Yeah, and that is for presentation part. And now we can move to the questions.
Okay, I think I can start with the first one. Is there any difference between MDS and any other HSE specialization for Coursera, from Coursera perspective? So first of all, this is not a specialization. This is a much more, so there is much more material in the degrees. This is a complete degree. This is a master's program. And there is much more courses. There are much more materials there. And yes, on the other hand, we have some of our courses in this degree are also presented in the lightened version on Coursera. So, for example, math courses are presented there as a specialization, but the light version. By the way, you can go and check out the specialization and see how exactly the courses in the program will look like. But keep in mind that in the program there will be more. So there will be more materials in the course. And concerning video lectures, okay, yes, there are some more video materials in, for example, this in the degree compared to this specialization on math, but mostly the material that will be added in the degree concerns exercises and problems and projects and staff graded assignments and things like that. Mostly it is about solving more problems and getting more experience in the topics that are covered in specialization, but yet still some more topics will be added in the degree as well. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, the next question is, we will receive the degree in online format or also the hard copy? If you mean the diploma, so you will receive the same diploma as other HSE University students. It will be hard copy of the diploma. Do you have a partnership with companies, and do you cooperate in internships?
Well, I think I can answer that. Yeah, we have partnerships with, for example, Yandex, Sberbank, JetBrains, and other companies. They provide some projects for our, for example, machine learning project course, for our final project. They teach some courses, and they'll provide mock interviews for our most successful students. So you can try to pass mock interview, which is completely similar to usual interview. And if you'll succeed, they can invite you for internship. And of course, since you'll be part of our faculty at HSE, you can get access to all our information about internships from our partners and try to get there.
Thank you.
I think I can answer next question about difference from Yandex School of Data Analysis in terms of complexity and content. Well, Yandex School of Data Analysis, it already asks you on the entrance to know university level math very well. They ask you very complicated problems on admission. And now they even sometimes ask you to know basics of data analysis. And you should also know how to write code when you go there. So the level of admission is much higher than ours there. And program is much more complicated. So they start right from machine learning. There are lots of advanced courses. So differences here. If you already know some basics of data analysis, and if you know math and know how to program, for example, on Python or C++, Yandex School may be better. But if you want to start from the beginning, you should go to MDS.
Okay, maybe I will answer the next one. So what track is more appropriate to later continue with PhD in your university? And the answer is unclear, since any track can lead you to continuing with PhD in our university. And actually it is not productive. It will be not productive. So our experience tells us that it will be not productive to pick your track now. And I will answer this another question at the same time. No, you do not have to pick your track right now. You can pick your track more or less after the first semester, and actually in somewhere in the second semester. So you will have lots of time. You will start studying, and you will have lots of time to consider which track you are going to to study in. And then you will have some extra information on what are these tracks about. You will be able to talk to us. You will be able to ask us more questions, and you can make this decision much later. And okay, yes, indeed, maybe if you would like to pursue a PhD, then you might want to pick a research track. But if your research is of more applied nature, then probably data science track, data scientist track is also, you can also consider it, or even machine learning engineer. So it all depends on what is, so what is the area you are interested in, and you can pick your track depending on this, on your interests.
Another question, do you have successfully examples of students that combine work in industry with study? And I can say that a lot of examples, such examples, so our students actually also work in industry and combine the education with working process.
Yeah, sorry, I was answering one more question at the same time, right? And I think I haven't answered the whole question. At least there is some question in chat. I'm not sure it is completely copied in. Okay, I think it's here as well. So can you choose courses from our tracks? Yes, we can consider this. So if when students pick their track, they can consider, so they can look at the courses and decide that they want to go to some track, but they want some other courses from other tracks, and maybe they want to substitute some courses. And in each of such cases, we consider we talk to the student and we consider his case. And if we discuss it with him, and if his intentions are good, and we understand why he's doing that, and he understands well why he is doing that, and if there are no problems with prerequisites, then we allow this, and you can substitute courses between the tracks. That's fine.
And we also have such cases in our program when students change the courses or even add additional and take extra courses in the program. It is also possible. There's a question, sorry, I signed online late. What the data science will be about? By this, I mean the nature of the data.
Maybe, I'm not sure I understand the question correctly, but if you mean what fields of data science will study, with what kinds of data you'll work, well, we'll cover working with table data, of course, with both numerical and categorical data. You'll study how to work with images, how to work with texts. We'll have a course on time series. So that kinds, and we'll have applications mostly from business. So there will be projects on, for example, churn prediction, text analytics, recommender systems for marketing, and so on.
Evgeny, and what about astronomy? So I think there is a clarification to the question.
Well, I'm not sure we already have some projects on astronomy, but maybe if you'll have strong interest in it, maybe we can find you a supervisor with whom you can do your final project on this topic. But speaking course-wise, we don't have astronomy data.
Another question, if someone already has some prior experience with Python, do I still have to go through the basic Python course?
Yeah, so I think if you have passed Python course before in your previous studies, then you can you can submit to us the syllabus of your course, and we will compare the material of your course with our course. And if you are sure that you have studied all that is needed in all the material of our course, and you know everything that will be needed from you in your future courses, then we can transfer credit, and you do not have to take this course. But I am afraid that if you have you haven't actually studied formally Python before, but you have a good experience with it, then I'm not sure. Do we have a possibility to just
we can transfer credits according to the syllabus and the information included in your previous education document. Does access to MDS program provide access to some other courses specializations from HSE on Coursera, like Coursera Plus? I can say about the Coursera Plus, so I don't know what will be in the future and 2021. But right now there is a special program on Coursera, Coursera for students, for campuses, and all our students, HSC students and MDS program students also can access and can enjoy join this program and take courses which are in the list of available courses. But I don't know what will be in the future. But yes, so MDS program students are HSE University students, and their rights are the same. So the options. Okay, any other questions? There is a question, what is the requirement for apply?
Yes, so we have covered this in the presentation. Oh, okay, you joined late. Okay, I will answer shortly. You need a bachelor's diploma. You need a good knowledge of basic math. You need to have mathematical thinking. And okay, some sort of mathematical. So okay, okay, good mathematical thinking and algorithmic reasoning. So basically, that's the ideas. But you can also check our entrance exam. The sample versions are on the website. So please check. And if you can solve this, then you are good to apply. And also you need to have bachelor's diploma. There is some question in chat about some complicated situation with citizenship and location. Maybe we can answer this in text, but I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, we will answer in the chat, or you can always email also us if you have a specific situation or would like to request detailed information.
Yeah, yeah, let me check. So I think this is a continuation. I'm not sure about this question. So we do not assume any advanced knowledge in math. So please check our exam. It's really pre-college level. But also we will have, we already have it on our website, but we might have have it once more. We already have recordings of our webinars devoted to solving problems in the exam. So we have webinars that are completely devoted to solving problems in the exam. So there is not so much, okay, of course there is something to know in the exam, but this is studied in more or less high school. And we still have a webinar to solve, in which we solve all of these problems, and you can check this if you do not remember how they are solved. I think this will help you to refresh your knowledge.
Mm-hmm. All recordings are also on our website, and I will try to answer to the questions regarding the scholarship and payment. So you can find the detailed information on the special document regarding the scholarships on MDS program, but we are granting scholarships to applicants according to not their citizenship, but according to their residential address. So where are you living right now? So this information is vital for the scholarships. And regarding the tuition, you don't need to pay the full tuition at once. You can split it into 3 parts and pay per semesters. The payment deadline actually 2 or maybe 3 weeks before the semester starts.
So just a general comment, please ask questions in Q&A, because this is not just because we want this, so. It's just, we will not lose your question if it's in Q&A, and also it's convenient for our attendees, so we can see answered questions and see the answers as well. So, but we will try to answer your questions in chat, but we are not sure that we will succeed, because there are many things going on in chat.
In Q&A, so there are also questions, and first one is, you gave sample details about the course itself and its program. Could you please add some general information? What is the data science about? What is this specialty, or I don't know,
an applicability in real world?
Yes,
yeah, okay, I'll try to answer that. So data science and machine learning are about problems where you don't have exact algorithm how to solve them, but you have some data, some examples how the solution looks like in real world. For example, suppose that you want to predict for some supermarket how many apples will be bought in next month. You don't have an algorithm to predict it. You don't have rules like, for example, if in this month you've sold 10 kilograms, then in next month you'll sell 15 kilograms. You don't have such rules, but you have lots of data. You have lots of historical data about how many apples were sold in particular month for many, many years. And machine learning is about how to automatically build some rules, some algorithms using this historical data, and this algorithm will predict how many apples will be sold in future, in next months. Or for example, suppose that you want to automatically analyze all emails that you get in your mailbox and find out whether it's spam or not. You also don't have some rules. For example, if there is a word, for example, million, then it's spam. You don't have such rules. But as well, you have lots of data, spam and not spam letters, and using machine learning, you can automatically build an algorithm that solves this problem. So here are some examples, and there are lots of applications. Data science is now used in many, many areas, like retail, like, for example, streaming services. It's used a lot in industry. It's used in IT companies for search, for advertisement, for recommendations, and so on.
Mm-hmm. There is also a question about if I need education alone in Russia, I need to visit bank before or after successful completing entrance exam. So after successfully completing an entrance exam, we will publish the list of students recommended. The list of recommended students will be on July 6th, and after that you can visit your bank, and we can also provide the information if you need special documents from us. Okay. Are there any other questions? If not, so thanks everyone for joining us today. In case of any questions, you can always email us and we will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you once again and have a good day or evening. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.